And we're back with KMMA. I'm Andy O.
And I'm Khalil Deal.
And we're going to be bringing you our main card predictions and breakdowns for UFC 327 coming at us from Miami. And we're going to be starting out with Cub Swanson in his retirement fight against Nate Landwehr. Then we got Dominic Reyes against Johnny Walker, followed by Curtis Blades against Josh Hockett. In the main event, we have Azamat Murzakanov against Paulo Costa. And in the co-main event for the vacant light heavyweight championship, we got Yuri Prochazka against Carlos Ulberg. So the real deal. I don't know how you feel about this opener here now that we know it's Cub Swanson's retirement fight.
I'm going to say like you used to say, man, this couple bums.
Couple of bobs? No, so what? Cub's a legend, though.
Yeah, no, he is a legend for sure. But I'm just saying overall, a couple bums, we got to deal with this. But this is going to be a tough one to call, man. We got to talk about Cub Swanson, though. This guy's he's a 42-year-old veteran, man. This guy fought so many fights. You can see he's got 30 wins, 14 losses. He fought so many fights. It's incredible. He's got a very good jiu-jitsu background. He's got a strong emphasis on takedowns and submissions. He's recognized for his ability to adapt to various fighting styles. He's got submission skills. He's especially the guillotine chokes that he has. He's really good with that. His fighting style has evolved over time. Good striking, good knockout power. He's a dog out there. He goes out there and he fights to the death. He incorporates elements of jiu-jitsu and street fighting. That's why he's been such a good fighter in the game. Nate Landwehr, we know Nate the Train Man. He's got a blend of striking and grappling. He's very aggressive. His high pressure approach keeps coming forward. He loves to move forward with his relentless forward movement. He maintains a high pace throughout the fight. He transitions seamlessly between striking and grappling. His striking is explosive. He likes to catch opponents off guard with speed and precision. While his grappling allows him to control fights on the ground, his training background in wrestling and track has instilled discipline and teamwork. The guy's very resilient too, Nate Landwehr. It's going to be a tough one to call, but I got to go with Cub Swanson, man. I think that Nate Landwehr is going to make some mistakes out there. He's going to be a little too aggressive, a little too careless, and Cub Swanson's very good at counter punches, at counter attacks with his striking. Also, the ground game, Cub Swanson's really good. Give me Cub Swanson to win by knockout or decision. We did see Nate Landwehr. I don't know like whose chin is the worst between these two, but Nate Landwehr's chin is starting to go. I mean, Morgan Charriere knocked him out in the last fight. Nate Landwehr got knocked out by Morgan Charriere and also got knocked out by Doo Ho Choi the fight before that. So that's two knockouts in a row. I got to go with Cub Swanson to win by knockout or decision here.
Yeah, I thought he was on his way to making a comeback again against that Morgan Charriere fight.
Yeah.
But Charriere saw that coming, and I think it was his last gasp insane effort to come out into the third round, like completely on fire, and catch Nate the Train by surprise, and that's how he ended up putting him away. But I'm not surprised at the same time, and maybe his chin is on the way out. Both these guys I see as like strikers. I don't remember ever really considering Cub Swanson as a grappler, but he's been around for so long that maybe he was a grappler a long time ago. But here, yeah, Nate Landwehr, man, he always gets caught early in fights, and he usually recovers from that. So I see him getting rocked and knocked around early in this fight with Cub Swanson, but I see Nate Landwehr winning this by keeping up that volume and pressure, which is usually what wins him his fights. It's breaking guys down like that and get those elbows going. He's tricky in close in there. It's not that pretty, but it's effective. So I see this pretty much being a striking battles. Maybe we'll see a couple of wizards in there throughout the fight by these guys. And I think they both know what they're doing on the ground to stay off the ground. Look, if this turns into a dog fight, I think Nate Landwehr is more of the dog, and I think not that Cub Swanson is a competitor, but it's his last fight, and when the going gets tough, are his thoughts going to be going to relaxation? After his career is done, Or does he just want to shed all the blood one last time? Like we know Dustin Poirier didn't want to. Maybe Cub Swanson's not going to want to. So I'm going to go with the guy that's not retiring in Nate Landwehr. Give me Nate by decision or knockout.
All right, man. So for this one here, man, we are in disagreement with the first fight of the main card. Let's move on up to the next fight here. Next fight we got here. Dominic Reyes against Johnny Walker. Andy O, who you got in this one, man?
Both these guys with highly susceptible chins. Johnny Walker, he's been toning down his style a little bit, but I don't know if that's the greatest for him. But then it's what makes Johnny Walker, that unorthodoxy, those angles, that idiocy sometimes. But it really has its holes in it because it leaves so many defensive holes in his game. Reyes is a better counter striker, crisper striker, but man, I have no confidence in his nose or his chin, and I think if Johnny Walker can. I think Johnny Walker's going to get this one done and surprise Dominic Reyes with some angle that's going to clip him the wrong way, putting on wobbly legs, and Johnny Walker's going to pounce on him for the finish. So give me Johnny Walker for the knockout or sub.
Man, I am shocked, man. I can't believe it, man. You've always been a Dominic Reyes guy.
Not at all. I predicted Dominic Reyes was finished when Jan Blachowicz knocked his
Oh, yeah,
nose.
the nose. Okay,
I
yeah.
never liked Dominic Reyes.
My bad. I'm thinking of another guy. Yeah, so Dominic Reyes' fighting style, he's characterized by his fluent and efficient striking with strong striking, good takedown defense, background in BJJ. He's known for landing combinations using head kicks and body kicks effectively, and he gets back to his feet very quickly after getting taken down. Though his cardio can be a factor in the later rounds, Reyes uses an efficient and fluid offensive style, often combining punches and kicks, with head kicks being a notable weapon. And he's shown the ability to attack the body effectively, which helps him set up other strikes. Johnny Walker, man, his fighting style is very, very inclined towards striking. Approximately 76% of his victories have come by way of knockout, showcasing his effectiveness as a striker. Walker employs a variety of kickboxing techniques, including powerful round kicks, low side kicks, unpredictable jumping kicks. This allows him to maintain distance while inflicting damage on his opponents. He prefers to strike from a kickboxing range, utilizing his long reach and execute long-range attacks, which helps him avoid mid-range boxing exchanges. He's known for his eccentric and creative striking combinations, which is not only entertaining but also keeps his opponent guessing. He's got a diverse MMA background, including training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. So, but for this one here, man, I was thinking about this one, and a lot of times I was. Like you, Andy O, going against Dominic Reyes a lot in some of his fights. And Dominic Reyes actually surprised me recently when I picked against him. He actually beat Dustin Jacoby by knockout. We thought his chin was gone, and it wasn't. He knocked out Anthony Smith. He beat Nikita Krylov. We thought his chin was gone, and Nikita Krylov got him with some good shots. But Dominic Reyes did not go down. He stayed in there. His chin might not be finished. He did get knocked out by Carlos Ulberg, though. But Johnny Walker also has been getting knocked out. He got knocked out by Magomed Ankalaev. He got knocked out by Volkan Ozdemir. And he just got his recent win against Minyang Zhang, which was a shock to everyone when he knocked out Minyang Zhang. Nobody thought that was going to happen. That was a huge upset when Johnny Walker beat Minyang Zhang in his last fight. So it's a very tricky one here. I'm going to go with Johnny Walker coming out there and dancing around, wasting his energy, and Dominic Reyes conserving his energy, coming out there and hitting him with a straight jab and knocking out Johnny Walker. I just see that happening. I see Johnny Walker coming out dancing like he always does, being a funny guy, and next thing you know, boom, he gets knocked out. So give me Dominic Reyes by knockout or decision. I think a straight jab from Dominic Reyes. I think Reyes is going to be more calculated and more technical in there. And Johnny Walker's just going to come out there wild, do a backflip or something crazy, and then boom, Dominic Reyes hits him with a jab to the face and knocks him out.
That's what Johnny Walker should do more of, jab. Like a lot of guys should jab more, but he's one of them too.
And he's finally not fighting somebody who's too much shorter than him. He's fighting somebody who's the same height as him almost. He's 6'4", Dominic Reyes, 6'5", Johnny Walker. Also, there's going to be a reach advantage. I forgot to mention for Johnny Walker, a 4-inch reach advantage. But I still think Dominic Reyes could get the win by knockout or decision here. All right, so me and Andy O disagreeing on this one. I might think about that in the betting on Friday, where I might go with Johnny Walker by knockout. That might be something to think about because, obviously Dominic Reyes has been knocked out 4 times out of his 5 losses. All right, so let's move on up to the next one. We got the heavyweights going at it here. Curtis Blades against Josh Hockett. So for this one here, whose turn is it?
You.
Back here. It's my turn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Curtis Blades, man, this guy's fighting style is characterized by his exceptional wrestling ability. He's a very good wrestler. He uses powerful double leg takedowns, often executed with speed and precision, allowing him to control the pace of the fight effectively. Once on the ground, he employs heavy pressure, effective transitions, and a relentless ground and pound attack. He makes it difficult for opponents to escape or mount offense. Additionally, he's shown improvements in his striking, incorporating jabs and leg kicks to complement his takedowns. Josh Hockett, this guy looks phenomenal, man. He's been pretty cool. I love the way he talks on the mic at the end of his fights, man. He's like a WWE wrestler almost. He's got a grappling heavy, wrestling based approach. He was a 2-time All-American wrestler in college. He often uses his wrestling and grappling to secure submissions. His background in football likely contributes to his physical strength and power. And, he's, like I said, he's had a college wrestling career. And he's good at takedowns, got a high finishing rate. But this is a big step up in competition for Josh Hockey here, man. We're talking a guy who's unranked, who's facing Curtis Blades, a guy who's ranked number 5 in heavyweights. I got to go with Curtis Blades, man, to get the job done here. I think that Josh Hockett is good, but I don't think he's at that level yet to beat a guy like Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades coming off that good win against Rizvan Kuniev in the last fight. He lost to Tom Aspinall, but Tom Aspinall is the best. He's one of the GOATs. I like that win against Jilton Almeida, who came out trying to wrestle him, and he couldn't do it. And Curtis Blades stuffed those takedowns from Jilton Almeida, who wouldn't let go of his leg, and Jilton Almeida just hammer-fisted his head in. Give me Curtis Blades to win here. I'll say he wins by knockout or decision.
Yeah, Curtis Blades.
I need to see some more from Josh Hockett. Sorry, I need to see some more from Josh Hockett before I pick this guy.
Both these guys are good wrestlers, but I'd have to give to the nod to Curtis Blades because he's been doing the MMA wrestling for longer, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that gives him the edge there, along with just facing obviously the way better competition in his career. It's a worry that he's been knocked out 5 times, especially now the number has reached 5, and it's later in his career. Never a good thing to see, but I don't even necessarily think he has his chin is gone either. Like you don't think Reyes' nose is gone. I don't really think Curtis Blades' chin is gone because all his knockouts came against like the hardest hitting heavyweights you can find. So I think his wrestling will hold up here. Josh Hockett is striking his average. Oh, also with Blades, what worries me the most is his striking is not that bad. It's better than people think, but I think it's better than Curtis Blade. I think it's worse than Curtis Blades thinks it is. And I always get worried where he steps back a bit and it's like he's saying, okay, we're going to strike for a bit. I think his striking is at its best when the wrestling is the priority, and he blends it in and sometimes blends it in as a surprise even. With Josh Hockett, his striking is average too, but again, it's the wrestling that makes his striking better. Also, his pace is really good, so that could be something to look at in this fight. But I think Blades is going to wind up on top of this guy at some point and cause him a lot of trouble. Maybe give me some ground and pound from Blades. I'm going to call a finish, a knockout or decision for Blades.
All right, me and Andio agreeing in this one. Also, come betting time, the KO sub prop for Josh Hockett might be interesting, as we do know that Blades has lost all of his fights due to knockout. So maybe a knockout prop for Josh Hockett or KO sub prop, as he's Josh Hockett, all of his 8 wins come by finish, 5 knockouts, 3 subs. So we'll talk about that on Friday, what we could do there. But yeah, I like Curtis Blades as well by knockout or decision. All right, let's move on up to the main event of the evening. If you haven't already, guys, hit the like. Oh no, this is the co-main event. Sorry. of the evening. Hit the like button, subscribe. We got Azamat Murzakanov against Paulo Costa and Dio. Who you
Uh,
got?
yeah, Paulo Costa hasn't beaten anyone of relevance in a long time. I think it was against what's his name, the Cuban steroid guy that's like 60 years old now and he's still fighting. That was probably his last great fight, and that was a long, long time ago. Uh, I know he's fought the better guys here, but Murzakanov just he looks really good. He's always setting up his shots to cause the greatest devastation. He's precise, powerful, maybe not the greatest volume, but that's because of what I just said. Awesome power, of course, and he also gets shots to the body well with good knees and sometimes even punches. Costa too, he has good body shots. People also like his left hook, and he used to do, and he still would do some of his best work when he gets the guy up against the cage, because he's more of a volume guy that hits all the body, like all over the body, and that's the best place to do it for him. But he doesn't show the urgency to get it there, and he has a good ground game, and he can sub people, but he doesn't like go after those takedowns. Um, it can't really be only an endurance thing because this guy can look half dead at the end of the fight, like Dricus du Plessis used to look, but he still brings it, like he still goes, and he's still dangerous. But just don't like the consistency. He doesn't go for it as much as he used to, I find. So I think Murzakanov may very well put this guy away. So give me a knockout or decision for Murzakanov.
Yeah, Azamat Murzakanov, his fighting style is a blend of K dojo warrior techniques, which includes sambo, strike, and freestyle wrestling and boxing. Despite his eight, uh, despite his height, sorry, Mirzakanov's training and stance have helped him excel in his fights. His ability to utilize significant strikes at distance, power strikes in the clinch, and takedown defense showcases his versatility and skill. He's also very good he's also got knockout power. He's a very good, powerful puncher, and you can see here out of his 16 wins, he's got 12 knockouts. So he can hit really hard. Paulo Costa, he's very aggressive as well. He's got good grappling skills and a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a forward-moving, aggressive striker. He likes to pressure his opponents, land powerful strikes, get you in the clinch. He's got a high volume of punches, focuses on knockout power as well. He does land strikes effectively. He does have some good kicks as well, some good high.
Oh, he has some excellent high kicks. That's right.
He does have some good high kicks. He's recognized for his striking, but he does have a solid foundation in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. But like you said, man, I think Azamat is the better fighter. Also, got to mention that Paulo Costa is going up in weight here. In this one, he was a middleweight, moving up in weight to go to the light heavy. You could see here that he's at 185, and Azamat's comfortably at 205 normally. So this is a Paulo Costa moving up in weight. And I forgot to mention Vicente Luque also in his fight in the prelims when we talked about Vicente Luque was moving up in weight as well to fight Kevin Gastelum. So I don't like the idea of these guys moving up in weight. It's always a bad sign late in your career when you move up in weight like that. I think he's going to be not as effective against Azamat Murzakanov. Give me Azamat Murzakanov to win by knockout or decision over.
Oh, Costa's huge though. He could have moved up like a long time ago if he wanted to.
Yeah, no, he's in great shape as well. But I feel like him moving up in weight against the big Azamat Murzakanov. I think Azamat Murzakanov is bigger than him in this fight.
I don't know. That's the thing. Azamat is kind of a small, light heavy, so I think I don't know. We'll see. It's a pretty good matchup to me in terms of size.
Yeah, well, we'll see on Friday's face-off show after the weigh-ins what these guys look like. All right, so we're in agreement with Azamat Murzakanov here. Let's get to the main event of the evening, guys. We got Yuri Prochazka against Carlos Ulberg. So for this one here, man, this is a tough one. It's my turn here. I got to go with Yuri. I got to go with Yuri Prochazka. I was thinking of going with Carlos Ulberg. I do like Black Jag a lot, man. I think he's a very good fighter. But the problem with Black Jag, with Carlos Ulberg, is that although he's a great striker, okay, he does have some trouble when he gets somebody moving forward against him. So when he's on his back foot, he struggles on his back. So Yuri
Oh,
Prochazka is a guy who moves forward a lot, and he's not going to stop moving forward. He's going to keep moving forward. He wants you to hit him in the face. He blocks shots with his face, with his head, and he's going to keep moving forward nonstop against Carlos Ulberg. And that's when Carlos Ulberg is going to struggle getting those nice strikes and combinations that he likes to throw out there. Prochazka is a samurai. At least he believes he is. He's unorthodox. He's aggressive. He's unpredictable in nature. He blends samurai-inspired mindset with a mix of Muay Thai, karate, and other martial arts. He does have a wrestling. He can get you on the ground also. He's got good head fakes, wide stances with low hands. He's got good counterattacks as well, rather than having a textbook defense. He likes to counter you, and he likes to overwhelm his opponents through chaos. Carlos Ulberg, he's more of a boxer. He's a kickboxer. He's known for his precision, speed, and power. He's very dangerous from a distance, but that's it, from a distance. This is not going to be a fight that's going to be from a distance. Yuri's going to keep moving forward. He wants to get in close quarters, Yuri Prochazka. He wants to fight in the phone booth and attack you like that. So I think Yuri's going to be able to win this fight here. Give me Prochazka, the samurai, BJP, to win by knockout or submission.
I want to say a couple things about Ulberg here before I get into Prochazka, because I think Ulberg is actually very good on the back foot. It's funny because do you remember how he beat Alonzo Manifield there?
Yeah,
Alonzo Manifield rushed him in. He was backed up a little bit, and boom, like no time, no tell.
That was more of Menefield being stupid and running into
Sure, it was stupid because you don't run into a guy that has great counter shots, especially like that. That's why it was
like he ran into the punch, Whereas Prochazka, he comes in slowly, but he keeps moving forward and he throws at you while he's moving. So it's a little bit different.
Anyway, I like the way how he mentioned Ulberg in an interview before. This is control versus chaos, and I like that. And yeah, stepping in is going to be dangerous. Of course, Ulberg doesn't want to stay in that boxing range, but it's as you're coming forward that's going to pose a threat. Because Ulberg, man, watch his back footness is pretty good. Also, one thing, a weakness with Prochazka, and some people have exploited a bit, is the leg kicks have a way of getting through. So that and Ulberg has some nasty leg kicks, and everything he throws is with power. But I'm going with a little bit of an intangible also in this one. Yuri Prochazka is going to have a kid like the day after this fight or something super close like that. And Yuri Prochazka is also a guy, maybe the only guy in the UFC where you can actually say, this is a guy that can will himself into that samurai mode and win himself a fight. I can't think of anyone else that can will something to happen like this guy in a fight. He can take damage. He's super durable. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch, that's for sure. Always watching when Prochazka's fighting. And I think, look, if he's going to give one final last summoning the spirits effort, it's going to be here because there's a chance that could be over. Because sometimes after these guys have their kids, they kind of lose that edge. It's like they don't want to risk their lives or something like this, as much as they used to. However, there are certain guys that say, oh, now I have something to fight for. Whereas before, I guess they were fighting for free, But either way, I'm going to go with Yuri Prochazka also. I think that chaos is going to find its way through that control of Carlos Ulberg, probably somewhere against the cage. And yeah, of course, Prochazka is a come-forward fighter, but I want him to be careful just getting there because Ulberg's a very powerful guy. He's not something to be taken for granted here. But it appears that Alex Pereira may be the only guy able to beat Yuri in this division, and he's gone. So I'm taking Yuri here to summon the Samurais and get it done by knockout or sub.
Yeah, man, same here. I got Prochazka winning also by knockout or submission. And also, I forgot to mention that Yuri will have a 3-inch reach advantage over Carlos Ulberg. So that's also going to help him when he's coming in, throwing those crazy jabs and punches. So there you have it, folks. Our early predictions and breakdowns for UFC 327. Like and subscribe. And stay tuned for Friday for the fantastic Final Face-Off show. And I'm looking forward to that. And I can't wait for this event.
Yeah, trying to get 150 subs. Let's go.
KAMMA, baby, let's get it. Peace out, folks. KAMMA.